Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Up Supercast, the only podcast on the internet that is going to bring back Spike TV and make the video game awards our own. Joining me today is... Oh, by the way, I'm Brandon. And joining me today is Ills.
No, I'm Brandon.
Okay, all right. I'm not going to argue with you.
You don't know my real name.
Also, we got Saf.
No, I'm Brandon.
You're Brandon. He's Brandon. Is there any other Brandons I should know about around here?
Can the real Brandon please stand up?
I'm not standing up. I refuse.
That's because you're not the real Brandon.
I'm not the real Brandon.
Solved.
How are we doing today, guys?
I'm like a hair away from killing myself. How about that?
Okay. Well, it's Christmas, so that happens sometimes. Saf, how are you?
I'm cold. It's Christmas, it happens sometimes.
Wow, you guys are fucking depressed.
What are you talking about? This is the happiest I've ever been.
Alright, that's true.
You
have plenty of reasons to be happy.
Yeah, for starters, you're with us.
Yeah,
oh,
you're
God.
with us. You're
Please
on the
don't
Jump
say
Up.
that.
You're on Jump Up Supercast, the best podcast on the internet.
The noose is tightening.
We do. I'll give you a reason to take it off. Okay. No Muzzy this week.
Well,
damn.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
All right,
we can delay it.
But also no Will this week either. He couldn't make it. So it's just the three of us. Three's company. And come and knock on my door. I got something for you.
I don't know where you're going with this.
It's the Three's Company theme song. Have you not watched the Three's Company? What the fuck?
I'm not a fucking boomer.
Nope.
Oh my god. It is an old show, I'll give you that. But it was on Nick at Night back in the day. But we don't talk about old Nick at Night shows, I guess, on this podcast.
I certainly don't.
We talk about video games. Dude, Nick at Night was pretty dope. But anyway, let's talk about some video games, right? Because we talked about a lot of video games last week on the podcast because there was a lot to talk about. There was the Game Awards, we had State of Play, we had the Indie Showcase. The most important thing was the Indie Showcase, if I'm being perfectly honest with myself. But it was a lot. There was a lot.
Xbox Series X get fucked.
I'm just talking about in general, not in terms of announcements. Okay. But yeah, there's a lot. So last week it was insane. This week, not so much. But that's okay because it's the holidays, right? And we got more important things to think about than all the craziness that's going on for next year. Because we're gonna sit around and be happy for this year. And you talk about gifts and all sorts of fun things with our family. But we do have a couple things we want to get to here, including the PS4 is they just announced this, that it is getting a new controller accessory. And it's interesting. I don't know if you've seen it. I don't know if you watched the video. But first of all, the music in the video was pretty bumping. Although it's a very weird edit. Like, it just abruptly ends, which was like, okay, the video's just over. It just fucking ends. But it shows off this new controller attachment. Basically, it goes on the bottom of the PS4 controller. And it's a back button attachment. So it's sort of like the Xbox Elite series controller, right? That has the triggers on the back.
Yeah.
So it adds two back triggers, and you can basically map it to any button on the PlayStation 4 controller that you want. Each trigger you can map to a different thing. You can set 3 different profiles on it, and it has a big LCD button right in the middle that you press to configure like what buttons go to either the left or the right side, and also you can have the 3 different profiles and swap between them. So for some people, these things I guess are super important for like elite gaming and being able to. I never understood this. Do you guys understand this? Because personally, to me, I don't understand the appeal of having like buttons back there.
I honestly do not give a shit about this at all. I mean, if it's not standard, that means they're probably not going to use it very much. The PS4 is ending anyway, so I mean, why even add this? Just fucking add it to the PS5 controller. What are you doing?
Right. I mean,
think-
that brings to another point that I want to talk about in a second here, but go on, Seth.
Yeah, I think I read somewhere that like this could be helping people with disabilities, like RSI, which seems kind of useful. Like if you have repetitive strain injury, you can just use the
Okay.
paddles instead of like the buttons, which could be nice. Like I know I have an
Sure.
injury in my hand, not RSI, but I would definitely benefit from like having paddles on the back of the controller rather than just using my index fingers.
Okay. Well, that's cool. I mean, if it's helping, helps people with disabilities to be able to play games better, that's super cool.
Yeah.
But I also, I hear a lot that it's like, like pro gamers, God forbid we use that statement, but or competitive players, like they use it to like try to, I don't know if it like increases the response time, if it's faster to press buttons back there. But like I feel like it has to be, right? I personally just don't get it, but it must, right?
Possibly.
Yeah, I mean, you're using your index fingers instead of your thumbs, so I mean, it's just another added, utility for your hands, I guess.
Yeah.
It's a possibility that
you're-
it's useful. I just don't see how it can be very useful, like, right now, at the end of the
Yeah.
PS4 life cycle, and I don't think many games are going to take advantage of it in any meaningful way, so, whatever.
No,
Well-
I don't think it's a thing to for games to take advantage of.
No.
It's more of a
Yeah.
thing to just give you an edge. When you're
It's-
playing a game.
Basically, yeah, because they're programmable, so you can just add any button to it, and it's just on.
Yeah.
You just push that button. You push the back paddles
hmm
instead of the actual buttons instead. So I don't think games will take advantage of it. It's rather the other way around.
And by the way, it's $29.99, and it comes out in January.
That's...
I think it doesn't seem like that bad of a price for me, honestly, for what you get. But
I mean, do you ever feel like you need more buttons?
no, I will absolutely not purchase this. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
There you go.
But there's the thing, you mentioned that it could be something for PS5, which I think maybe this is a look into, something that will be on the PS5 or the DualShock 5, which, probably is it officially named that? I doubt it is, but it will
It probably
be called
is. It probably is.
Mhm.
that. Yeah. So I think, that might be something that might be on the DualShock 5, like as a standard.
Yeah, I would totally like that if it was part of the DualShock 5. Like, if it was just there just as an extra aid, you don't necessarily
Yeah.
need to use it. But, games don't necessarily need to make use of the extra buttons. But if you need to use it, or if you need to, like, adjust the controller scheme, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, hopefully it doesn't make your hands feel too cramped on the controller. I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of people have complaints about how, small or big controllers are, so, some people with big hands might feel too cramped. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it looks like it at least on the DualShock 4, the back button attachment looks like it fits pretty comfortably, at least. So I don't think if it's similar on the DualShock 5, I think it would be fine.
Yeah.
I'm just interested. Like, I'm interested in what, like, because PlayStation always tries, I feel like, to add like something new on their controllers each time, right? Not like insane. It's not like Nintendo who like reinvents the controller every time, right? But I think Sony's always trying to add something new to it. So I don't think this would be the big like new thing they add to the controller for DualShock 5. It might be part of it.
Maybe. I feel like it would be more substantial than that trackpad thing that they added for PS4.
Yeah.
Yeah, the pad is weird. I never really found any use for it.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Almost never. Yeah.
never. Yeah, I think the only like I can't even think of a game that used it. I know there was. I know I played games that used it.
There are games that use it in certain ways, but not in the way you would expect to use a trackpad. Because I think
Yeah.
Uncharted used it to like open up a submenu of some kind, and that was about.
Yeah, I think it did. I don't. And then you can like flip through pages with it. Maybe I can't.
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
been a
something
while
like
since I
that.
played it. Yeah,
But nothing
and then
meaningful.
Until Dawn used like every single function of that controller.
Oh, I fucking remember Astrobot. It uses the controller pretty well, the trackpad. Because there are times where you have to like launch the little bot you control from your controller, and all you have to do is just pull your finger across the trackpad, so you can pull back the bot like a slingshot and just let go. which is kind of cool.
I feel like that would feel pretty decent.
Yeah, there's one. At the very least, we got one.
There you go.
There you go. There we go. It's all worth it now. It's
Yeah.
100% worth it.
Mm-hmm.
So speaking of PlayStation, while we're on the note of talking about Sony, we didn't mention this last week because we had so much news, so we got to talk about it this week. This was kind of like just randomly announced. It was so weird how it was announced, like it was just on Twitter. But MLB The Show is going to be multi-platform now, going forward, starting next year.
Damn.
And I know all of us here love Major League Baseball so much.
Let me stop you there.
I love how you couldn't even finish that sentence with a straight face.
So, although none of us, admittedly, although none of us here, at least on this podcast, give one single shit about Major League Baseball or MLB The Show, it is an interesting thing that this is happening because this is Sony. They own the rights to make the MLB games, right? So we haven't seen an MLB game on any other platform for years because they bought the rights to it, and sort of like EA with Madden, they're the only ones who I don't even know who the developer. I don't know if it's who the developer is because I don't give a shit about it, to be honest with you.
True.
But yeah, they have the rights to making Major League Baseball games. They're exclusive to Sony platforms. So yeah, it's been a long time since we've seen one on anything else. So it's if you like MLB and you don't have a PlayStation, I guess it'd be exciting here. I think they said it was coming out on it's definitely coming out on Xbox, but I also think it's coming out on the Nintendo Switch.
Oh,
which is So in a weird way, all of a sudden here we are in a Sony published game. Sony Game Studios is publishing a game on Xbox and on Nintendo Switch.
I mean,
which
blown away.
It's just crazy. It's just, even though it's a game we don't care about, it's still really crazy to think about, especially with, how long ago was it where Sony was so insanely stubborn to the point that where they didn't even want to have crossplay be a thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, God, I just wish this was a game I fucking cared about. That's all. I'm glad it's happening. Just give me something good. Don't give me the fucking show. I don't care about the show.
I mean,
it's. Go ahead, Saf.
Yes, this is just entirely speculation on my part. Like, I'm not going to pretend I know something, but I feel so like this is something that's kind of. It feels like I assume they just thought it was more profitable to like put it out on other consoles without risking losing market share for their own, because like it's one of those things that attracts much wider audience, like it's a sport game.
Well, yeah, definitely. I mean, of course, putting any game on more platforms is that's more money to make.
Yeah, well, without risking because obviously they need exclusive games to like make their consoles.
To make console sales.
Yeah. So I feel so like this is the one that has the least amount of risk of losing that sort of exclusivity.
Yeah,
because it's the least interesting.
Yeah.
Amen.
Well, it's also it might just be Major League Baseball themselves really wanting to push for that because they probably want
more money.
The series. Yeah, they want more money, exactly. So they want that series to be played by a lot of people. They just probably see just potential sales, and they probably were like really trying to push for it. Although, I mean, in a way, it's really their own fault in the first place. They're lucky, Sony was nice enough to do it because, like, in a way, it'd be their own fault for like signing a deal with them, and now they're like, oh, well, we want to be multi-platform, but we don't really know the whole entire situation. But it is interesting, and it makes you think, will this happen? Probably not. Honestly, I don't think. I personally don't think we're going to really see much more outside of that.
I mean,
because I think it's really just the Major League Baseball wanting it to be on every platform than anything else.
I mean, we could talk about our dream ports if you want to. Like, I would totally be game for Gravity Rush to be on the Nintendo Switch so I could play that portable game.
For what? Gravity Rush?
Yeah.
That
That would
be
be a good one. That'd be a good one. I think that's actually really good. I think that would fit right at home on the Switch, honestly.
It definitely would. Now that fucking Vita's dead for sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it'd be a perfect place for smaller titles like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a really good one, Seth. What about you, Ilse? Is there any Sony exclusives or Sony first party games that you think would be a good fit for like either Xbox or Switch?
Fuck, I don't know. I think Ratchet and Clank would be good on Switch. Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
It's been a long time, honestly, since they made a Ratchet and Clank game, right? Because we just had the weird reboot one that was based off the movie.
Yeah.
And I think that was the last one we got.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
What was that, 2015 or 2014?
No idea.
I don't know for sure.
I remember it's been like years ago. Just can't remember the release date.
Also, they can make a good Crash game, maybe, at some point.
Well, they don't own the rights to Crash, so.
Wow, fuck them. There you go.
I was gonna say, one that I haven't heard from in a long time. What about Sly Cooper? Right?
I've never played a Sly Cooper game.
I have not ever. Same. I have never played a Sly Cooper game, but I always thought it would be like an interesting series. I feel like it seemed like it would fit at home on Nintendo platform.
Yeah, I mean, there's like cutesy animal characters. I don't know. Whatever.
And also Spider-Man on Xbox. I would like to see.
God, yeah.
Of course.
I'm just saying. I would love to see that Spider-Man game on Xbox, but I really don't think that would ever happen. Although I do own it.
You should play it.
I started playing it and then I never finished it. So
I played it this year. It was really good.
Story of my life. Yeah, I've heard it's really good. I mean, Saf said he loved it.
Well, you can't trust Saf. You can trust me.
What?
Okay. Well, I do trust you, so
There you go.
that's my better judgment. I do.
I feel slightly
'Cause I'm honest.
bad about myself with that amendment.
Speaking of games that we would recommend, we're right at the end of the year here, guys. We're getting really close. It's almost 2020. It's almost the start of a new decade, which is crazy to think about. So we have a lot to think about on this past decade, and I think we're going to do some retrospects. Not this week, but the following week is going to be the last episode of the new year, the last episode of the decade. But we probably going to have a lot to go over next week. So this week, though, I kind of want to look back. And since the Game Club's taken over this episode, by the way, because the Game Club boys, I know, Saf, you're a
Ex-Game Club boy.
Ex-Game Club boy. You're in and out. You're hot and you're cold.
Yep.
But Game Club's taken over this podcast. So I want to talk about the Jump Up Supercast Game Club, which, by the way, you can find on our channel, Jump Up Supercast,
The one true show.
the one true show, the A show. This is just the B show. This is our filler.
Yep. Very true.
The Game Club is the canon podcast. So the Game Club, if you don't know about it,
I mean,
we're gonna shill it right now.
to be fair, I mean, the Game Club actually requires effort, and this one doesn't.
Yikes.
Well, okay. Don't discredit William like that. Don't, come on. He puts in the work. He finds the news.
William who?
Oh.
It's not here.
Ouch. Yeah, he's crying right now wherever he is.
He should have been here then.
Yeah, he should have been. But he's not. So we're gonna leave him in the past, and we're gonna talk about the Game Club. If you've never listened to an episode of the Game Club, first of all, you really should. Where the fuck you been? But the Jump Up Supercast Game Club is like a book club, right? Because a traditional book club where people get together, they read a book, they say, oh well, let's talk about this book. So they group together and talk about parts of the book they like, what they didn't like. But so this is just like the book club, but a lot better because fuck books. Video games are better than books, and we play video games on the Game Club.
True.
So, yeah, we take turns. We're nice. We take turns. We do in our rotation. And hell, we're so nice. We even let our Patreon supporters pick games for us. That's how fucking nice we are on the Game Club.
I mean,
we tried.
We haven't done it yet. We just started our Patreon. We are guarantee you we are gonna let the Patreon supporters pick a game because that's coming up next round. At the end of this round, it's gonna be beautiful. I can't wait. I can't wait to see what the hell we have to play. I'm sure they'll pick something good for us.
I live in fear.
Yeah. Hey, I already live in fear. Okay.
No,
because I have to worry about what you and Noah are gonna pick.
No, you don't. You don't have to worry about what I pick.
Well, we played some duds this year. We played some great games this year. And I want to go over what we've played this year and talk about, what our favorite games were. Also talk about what our least favorite game was. And just a game that we would love to recommend to somebody. Not necessarily the one that was our favorite, but just one that you say, I really think you should give this game a try. Okay. So, Saf, you were part of the game club early in the year.
Yes.
And you came back for like 2 or 3 episodes here and there.
Yep.
We sprinkle a little Saf in our game club here and there. Adds a little spice to the mix, so we're gonna start with you.
Best service.
And I want to start. Let's start off negative.
Right.
Right. Let's talk about shit because people love to talk about shitty shit. All right. And sometimes. When we pick a game, we don't know what we're getting ourselves into. We pick a game. We like to on the game club. Sometimes we pick games we played, or we played and we want our friends to play them, so we pick them. Or we played it a little bit and never got around to finishing it, so now's our time. But other times we just pick a game because we don't know anything about it, but it seems interesting.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's a fucking recipe for a disaster.
Yeah.
Very true.
In terms of like the time I picked Blinks back in 2017, I thought that game was interesting, and it turns out that game blows.
So
yeah,
remember the time I got us to play Mario Pinball?
Fuck off.
Yes, that's not canon, but it happened.
It happened.
It happened. It's Dragon Ball GT.
It's canon because it's on the list now.
Yeah.
It is on. It's true. It is on the list now. But yeah, so sometimes that happens. So we're going to talk about some shitty games. And Saf, I want to ask you, what was your least favorite game that you don't have the whole choice, the whole menu to choose from? But what's out all the games you played on the Game Club this year? What is your least favorite game?
My least favorite kind of is cheating because I haven't actually played it on the Game Club, but I have played it, and it's Other M. Why the fuck would anyone play Other M?
Metroid Other M, for those who don't know what Other M is.
Yes, Metroid Other M. The mistake that just can't go away. Like,
I mean, it's because you didn't find the leader. That's why.
No, you can't find the leader.
The leader.
So
okay.
The deleter.
So who the fuck was it? The traitor or whatever?
No,
who was the traitor?
No one knows.
I don't know.
Nobody knows.
It was one of the dead guys, they say, I think.
At one point in the story of Samus exploring a bottle ship, there is some traitor that decides to kill the crew that Samus aboards with. That she
for reasons unknown.
For reasons unknown, she names that person a deleter, and after chasing it a couple of times, I guess she kind of gives up and just moves on. And the deleter doesn't do that shit.
He's killed off screen, basically. Like. You don't even see him, really. You chase him for a little while, he kind of sabotages you, and then he's killed off screen. It's like completely unaddressed.
Awesome. I love it. Like, this is the exact level of fucking amazing writing. That is why I put it down as the
that's
worst
not even
game.
That's not even the worst of the writing. I mean, just every single fucking cutscene is horrifically bad. Like, oh my god. Jeez, the ending sequence is so fucking terrible. Like, it's just like 30 minutes of you and this fucking girl, Madeline Bergman, and whoever the fuck the M was, and like the army is there to stop the whole bottle ship thing, and I have no fucking idea. It's crazy.
I don't know. I know who Adam is, and I wanted to punch him in the face every time he refused to let me go somewhere.
Oh yeah, I mean, Adam is the fucking worst, and he kills himself for no fucking reason.
For absolutely no fucking reason.
I didn't care. I knew he died and I was happy.
I mean, I was glad he was dead.
Yeah, because he was a piece of shit.
Yeah,
100%.
but like he killed himself for no fucking reason.
Mm-hmm. It was really dumb. And some of the gameplay elements were also really dumb. For me, personally. Like, I didn't like how you had to, like, focus just to recharge shit. I didn't like how you had to, like... There was, like, 3-4 moments. Granted, there were only 3-4 moments, but there was 3-4 moments where you had to, like, go into first-person mode, find a specific detail that needs to be focused upon in order to progress the story. That was fucking dumb.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just a frustrating experience overall.
Yeah.
I say it was...
Sorry.
The last boss of this was, like, real bad. Like, the rest of the bosses, they were okay. They weren't so horrible, but the last boss, Jesus Christ. That fucking Mother Metroid, whatever the fuck, Queen Metroid.
Yeah.
Holy shit, they throw, like, 6 Metroids at you at once, and you have to go into first-person mode to blow them up. But first you have to freeze them, of course. And if you don't freeze all of them, one of them is gonna fuck you up and take you out of first-person mode, so...
Yep.
It's a complete shit show there.
Yeah, and that really highlights the clunkiness of like switching from fucking having to be in first person to shoot missiles was like a decision that I just cannot fathom what the fuck they were thinking.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
God. Yeah, it's miserable. Oh, overall, terrible experience, terrible game. I'm glad you guys got to experience it again and fully appreciate how shitty it was.
I was not glad I had to experience it again.
It strengthens the place it's in. You know, like there's
in hell.
Yeah,
I don't think it belongs in hell, but okay.
To me, it does. It feels right there.
Same. It absolutely, to me, it belongs in hell.
I think you belong in hell. How about that?
Oh, well, I do. I'm not going to argue that either.
Oh, good.
So
I'm glad you understand.
Well, speaking of hell, let's talk about another game that is also in hell that we played on the Game Club. I want to talk about my least favorite game that we played this year. And that game is called Tulip.
God. Yes.
All right. Tulip is a PlayStation 2 game, and this game's about going around kissing people. That's legitimately this fucking game. So it's like a third-person action, not even action. It is no action in this game.
Unless you consider sexual assault simulator is what you're telling me.
Yeah,
there you go.
It's dumb as fuck. It's a third-person, stupid as shit action game or whatever the fuck you would call it. It's just a dumbass game. So you play as this weird kid, man. I don't know what he is.
He's a
kind of looks like a monkey. He's a weird-looking dude. You move into a town, all right? Brand new town. First of all, this town is batshit insane. You
true.
And your dad moved there. Your dad's a bum. Okay, he sits around reading goddamn newspaper all day. That's all he does. All right, you move in this town. You're poor as shit, and everybody is like, "Oh, this family's poor. Fuck them." That's really it. They hate you because you're poor. Everybody in that town thinks you're a piece of shit because you're poor. How do you show people that you're not a piece of shit because you're poor? By kissing people.
Makes sense.
Just like in real life.
By going around kissing people. At the beginning, you fall in love with this girl when you first move into town. You're like, wow, hottest girl I've ever seen in my life. I named her Lucina. So
her name is Linda, actually.
Well, there we go. We love our Fire Emblem girls. So you go, you try to kiss her, and she's like, no, I don't want a poor person kissing me. And I'm not making this up. This is really what she says. So you're like, wow, I want her to fall in love with me. So you just have to go around and kiss people. You have to make, basically you want to make, you have to get to the stationary set that if you write a love letter on it and people fall in love with you, and you have to kiss in front of a big tree with a face. And it sounds all insane, and it's because it is, but a game can be insane and still be fun to play, right? Because we played a lot of games like that. That's a game club, right? We play a lot of games like that. Chibi Robo, which also, by the way, Chibi Robo was also, I think, made by some of the same people. So, like, they got their shit together and made a weird, fun game when they made Chibi Robo. We played that this year. It's a good game. So we played a lot of insane games on the Game Club. We played Metal Wolf Chaos. That game is fucking insane, too. Mm-hmm. So, that doesn't necessarily mean the game is bad. But the gameplay in this game is just terrible. It's so slow-paced. you walk around in stupidly slow. You can unlock a way to run faster, but you have to unlock it. It's so stupid.
The item management is god awful. Holy shit.
It is so bad.
You can carry like maybe 15 things, but you need like a whole bunch of space. Like everybody needs like something different. Oh man, it's a whole shit show.
Yeah, so all the characters in the town run on like a clock, and every day you have to try to figure out where they're going to be, and in order to kiss people, you have to. It's almost like a puzzle game, right? You have to figure out how the specific points where you can kiss them and what items you have to give them or whatever. It is so fucking weird, but it's just so boring. It is so insanely boring. There's times where you have to just literally sit and wait for trains to show up.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You can do nothing else.
And that's not even
sit there and wait.
And that's not even the worst part of the game. It's the end that's the worst part, where you have no fucking idea what to do because the game is not fucking fully translated. Like, they do not tell you what the fuck you're supposed to do.
My god, the UFO shit?
Yeah.
Yeah. You do not know what to do. So bad. And they knew they fucked up. Because they put a goddamn... the instruction book of the game had a full guide. A full entire guide on how to beat the game. Because they knew nobody was going to be able to figure this shit out.
Because it was so batshit. There's no logic to it. This is easily the worst game of the year to me. The worst game I've played all year.
So I remember you talking about how easy it is to die in this game. Like,
absolutely.
What's the worst way you died in this game? Like
finding a poopy.
Yeah. Sometimes you're trying to find stuff and you'll just pull out a poopy. Sometimes a big poopy or a golden poopy.
Yeah.
It's just random? You just find them.
It's absolutely random.
If you search like any of the trash cans or any of like the bushes, there's a good chance you're gonna find a poopy, and it's gonna take like 8 lives from you, and you might die.
Yeah. And if you die, you go back to the last time you saved.
Yep.
It's fucking relentless. It doesn't even care. The game doesn't care at all. It's bullshit. And this game sucks. Don't play it. That's all I gotta say. Just don't play
it.
Unless you like weird games, I'll give you look at the game club. There's plenty of weird games that we played that are actually fucking good. Don't play Tulip.
I mean, and I would agree from what you've told me, but I feel as though I would put a amendment there and says like if you're training to be a predator in the future, this seems like a good game for you.
No. Play something else.
Not even predators deserve this.
Yeah, it's bad. So. Moving on from Tulip, because that's what I've been trying to do for the last couple months of my life.
I'll never move on.
Ills. I'm sure you also have a game that we played this year that you didn't like. I mean, I know you already said Tulip's the worst game you played. Oh, yeah. Right? And I picked Tulip from you, so.
It definitely is the worst game. So, I mean, but take whatever I'm going to say, as a grain of salt, because it's not as bad as Tulip. But,
okay.
One of the worst games we played this year was Second Sight. Oh, man. I mean, here's a game that had interesting ideas and terrible implementation. Like, oh, man. You're supposed to get, like, basically you play as this guy, John Vadek?
John Vadek.
Yeah.
That's his name.
And he's living, like, between 2 timelines, basically. He's in the past and in the present. And when you're in the present,
is a cool idea.
Yeah, it's decent. You're in the past and you're using gunplay, basically, until later on. And then in the present, you're using telekinetic powers, which you got from some unknown accident that happened in the past that you're trying to figure out because you have amnesia. So, the main problem is that the gunplay is not very good, and there are a lot of things to target. And this especially comes into play when you have to use the telekinetic powers. There are way too many things that you can, like, levitate in the in the environment that completely fuck up your aim or where you're supposed to when you're supposed to target an enemy. It's just it makes it so unfun. Like it's oh man, like I wish they would just like pare down the amount of shit that you can do. Like, don't let me target like this random plate in the corner of the room. All right, that was one fucking thing. The other thing is that the storytelling is not good. Like, I've heard in other places that this is like some kind of masterful storytelling. It really isn't. Like, the twist at the end of this game is like, it's brain dead. I fucking hated it because oh man, I don't even want to go into it because it's spoilers or whatever. But man, it was a big dookie, and I did not enjoy it. Also, I think aesthetically it's very drab. Like when I played this game, I felt like depressed the whole time.
I mean, like it uses the art style, the same exact art style as like Time Splitters, but like it doesn't put it in like cool environments like Time Splitters does.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I mean it's like it's almost completely devoid of color. There's like 1 or 2 stages that actually have some color, but almost entirely it's pretty bad.
Yeah, I think we said on the game club that the streets was like the coolest level.
Yeah,
it's just like you're outside and it looked, it just looked different from all the dark drab environments that you're used to.
Yeah, and in contrast to another game we played, like Geist had some, a lot of similarity, like sort of similarities, but I think they used it in a lot cooler ways in Geist. You know what I mean? Like the possession techniques and the environments and all that stuff. I thought that was a lot cooler. So I felt like Second Sight really kind of dropped the ball.
Yeah, I guess drop the ball is a good way to play it. It's like Second Sight's like a game that I played when I was young and I thought was really cool. But then then revisiting it, like I was like, yeah, it's definitely not as good as I remember.
Sucks.
It might have been better. I think it might have been better at the time, but it really didn't age well at all.
Yeah. Oh, and a special shout out to the sucky ass fucking sniper rifle. Holy shit.
Yeah, fuck that sniper rifle.
So THQ Nordic actually owns the right for this game.
They do. They do.
They should burn it.
Maybe they should try to remake it with like,
better
controls and better graphics and just, I don't know. I doubt they'll ever do anything with it though, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Maybe they could change the ending and make it better.
I doubt it.
Maybe. I doubt it, but maybe.
I mean, it'd be one simple way to change it. Don't make the fucking ending the way it was. Like, don't make the twist what it was. Just let it be the past and the present. That's it. You don't have to do some dumbass shit.
Now I need to know what the twist was. So, like, did it turn out that he's actually in the future or some shit? What?
You listen to the damn episode, all right, Saf?
Okay.
It's out there. If you want to know what it is, listen to the episode.
And that's the plug.
Yeah, exactly. See? There you go. We're not going to give it away for free. You buy the pay-per-view.
What purchase?
We also subscribe to Patreon. You can listen to it for free, but we have Patreon anyway. So we played some shit like we just said, but that's not all. We played some good games too. So now I want to talk about like games that we also played that we recommend. Not our favorite games. We're gonna get to our favorite games last. But now I just want to go like, this is a game that you would that we played this year that you would just recommend to somebody. Say, hey, give this game a shot, whether it's unique or what. But I'm gonna do a reverse order this time. And since you just went, but we're gonna start with you again.
Sure. I would recommend Bulletstorm. We played it sometime in the middle of the year, I believe. And this is one of Saf's picks. And I thought it was a pretty decent action game. I really liked the skill shot aspect of the game. It just made you want to use all the guns that in your inventory for like in different weird ways. I like the leash thing and the kicking ability that made the combat very fluid. So I thought it was a pretty fun action game, and I'm not sure it gets the love that it deserves. Yeah. I'm not sure about that, but
it allowed for like the first person shooter genre to be more creative in like how you just kill people basically.
Yeah, It feels like it feels a little bit like the Doom remake, but obviously the Doom remake is a lot better. But this game is pretty decent. It's real good, except for the writing. Oh my god, the writing is terrible.
But yeah, it's very arcade like, right? Because there's like the points that you get for all the different skill shots that you do, and it is really cool. It's engaging. It's very engaging combat for a first person shooter.
Yes. And what is the word I'm looking for? It incentivizes you using all your weapons. So.
Yeah.
That's good.
Definitely. Yeah. I would say in favor of the writing that there are a couple of good parts to it. Like I really liked.
You mean so bad it's good? You mean?
Yeah, basically. And there's also some kind of crazy stuff as well, like controlling Valentin. What was the fucking name? Valentin P. Tallylicker. the fucking dinosaur. That
Oh,
was
God.
pretty
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, shout out to like the set pieces and the,
Yeah,
Yeah.
right, because
Mhm.
they were
Got
crazy.
some decent
they were
ones,
over
yeah.
the top. Yeah, and they tried to switch up the gameplay here and there, with that part where you control the dinosaur and stuff, and some of them were hit and miss, but it was just cool. I thought it was neat, to switch it up here and there. It made it fun and kept it interesting. I definitely would recommend this game too. Like it's a good pick.
Mhm.
So now I guess I'll stay in the middle. I'll go again. I would recommend Mystical Ninja starring Goemon.
Yeah.
This is a game we played. I think it was earlier in the year, and we
Very
played it for
early.
the
Yeah.
we played it for the N64. And Will picked this game. So my least favorite game was a game that Will picked, but I also
Your favorite
I'd recommend a game he picked too. Will has a style, and it's weird and crazy, right? Where
Yeah.
he picks these really weird games.
Mhm.
Mystical Ninja also is weird, but is a good example of something that is also good. It's a weird mix of almost like Super Mario 64 and Zelda. It's like if they had a baby,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm pretty sure I said that exact thing during the recording. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You might have, yeah. It definitely is like a mixture of both of those games, and it's really good. And it's funny.
It's definitely
weird.
funny, yeah.
Yeah, and you got 4 different playable characters, which is really neat. In a 3D platformer, you switch between the 4 different characters, and they all have their own powers and different different. They're basically like the items themselves. Like they don't really all control super different from what I
No, they
remember.
don't. Yeah.
But it's almost like having instead of having a huge inventory of items, you have different characters to swap between that have their own unique items that can like solve puzzles and stuff, which is cool though, because it's always nice to just switch to a different character,
Mhm.
And I really liked it, honestly. It has like cool dungeons, decent puzzles. Graphics look, fine enough for N64. And the music in that game was just really catchy. I was loving the music every second of that the tracks in that game was just just songs that I even listen to now, just like, damn, I got a Goemon song stuck in my head. It's great.
Yeah, this game succeeds
ahead.
where like Tulip fails. Like Tulip is trying to be charming. This game is actually charming. Tulip is like very Japanese, but it's kind of weird and creepy. This game is very Japanese, but it's like quirky and cool. Like there's so many things that this game does right that it made it one of the best game club games we've played this year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you use like as an example, you fight in giant robots, right? Which is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
And was it you, Saf? Was it Saf that didn't like this game? I can't even remember.
I have no idea.
Saf, did you play this game?
I did.
I think you did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the robot fighting was actually surprisingly good. Like once you figured out the controls, because they don't really explain them
They
very
don't
well.
tell you the controls, which is a problem. But also, it's I think they expect you to have the instruction book, I guess, back in the day.
Yeah, just like Tulip.
Yeah. Just like Tulip. But Tulip was a generation later, and fuck that game.
I still can't get used to having a laugh track in a video game.
I love that shit.
Whenever there was like a bad joke that was made, it's not really. I don't even think it was supposed to be a joke. It was just he said something weird, and then a laugh track happened. It's like, what?
I loved that. That was a stupid fucking laugh track in that game. I loved it.
And it's so funny. Like the villains, their whole plan is like ridiculous. Like, but they just want to like make a play or something.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly, but I remember it was very just humorous, right? It wasn't a really serious threat.
Yeah.
Yeah. The game doesn't take itself serious at all, and it's really cool. I recommend it highly for anybody who likes, if you like 3D platformers or you just like quirky, funny games, definitely give it a shot. So, Saf, what game did we play this year that you would recommend?
Hotel Dusk. Room.
Oh.
That's a recent one.
Yeah. Was it room 215 or 205? It's like there's
215.
Room 215, yeah.
215, yeah. Yeah. That one was a great game too. And it's easy to recommend to people because it's just a visual novel. And it's an interesting mystery on top of that. Where it's like you're just playing as an ex-cop and you just have to go to a hotel that it's hard to say. You just go to a hotel and you just meet these people that happens to explain certain parts of the mystery that is what the fuck happened in your life that caused you to stop being a cop.
Yeah. The storytelling is a little off here, but the characters really shine through. This is like you said, it was a visual novel. It's not very hard to play. I mean, it's very simple in the tasks that they ask you to do. There's nothing really super challenging about it, but it's very enjoyable to get to know these characters.
Yeah, and it's unique in the way it uses the DS as well, which is pretty fun. Like,
you hold it sideways like a book, which is cool.
Yeah, basically, you hold it like a book, and you the touchscreen is just for your movement, and the left screen is just to watch the characters react and make funny faces. The animation is superb, and because it uses the rotoscope animation, and it's easy to recommend to other people. Like, it's easy for people to get into. It's easy for people to invest time in it, and it's interesting to see how that story develops for Kyle Hyde.
Yeah.
Kyle Hyde, good character.
One of my favorite protagonists of this year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's really cool. And it's easy to like him. Especially, you like him more as you play through the game, which is, it's good storytelling. So, Saf, we'll stay with you. We're just going to keep going around like this. So, Saf, now let's talk about our favorite game, our absolute favorite game that we played this year.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot to choose from. But what was your favorite game?
My favorite game is the one that I picked when you decided to do that random Patreon pick for it.
Well, it wasn't a Patreon raffle. We just did a raffle with our own Discord server, and somehow you fucking won. You rigged the goddamn votes, you bastard.
Yeah.
We were gonna give it to somebody who's not on the podcast, but we're like, well, he's not in the game club, so we'll let Saf be part of it, and then you won. Twice in a row.
Twice in a row.
We tried to be like, no, fuck this, but you won again. So it was written in the stars.
I was inevitable.
You are.
No, like, I picked this game because I thought I would pick a game that I really, really enjoyed when I played it, and it was The Missing, J.J. Macfield, and the Island of Memories. It's a fun platform.
At the time of this recording is the newest episode, by the way.
Oh yeah, you're right. So, like, if you need to hear our opinions on it, just listen to it. But effectively, it was my favorite game because, like, it was a fun platformer. It used horror quite well, and it had an interesting talking point, and it explored that talking point with an incredible amount of detail that I never really expected it to. And it was overall became one of my favorite games that I played from this year.
Yeah, I would say a lot of good writing in the text messages. I especially enjoyed them, and the puzzles were pretty good.
Yeah, I really like the art style, and I really like the message that they're telling with the game. It hits home, and it really just it's nice, to see this kind of representation. I don't want to get into spoilers, obviously, but the representation it gives, in the game is just it's nice, and it's good. It does tell a good story, and through some pretty solid gameplay.
True.
All right, we got anything else to say about that game, Saf, or other than just like go play it?
Listen to the episode.
Because I would say go play it. All of us on the episode, I think we all recommended it. So we all said go play the game. So it's a good game.
We did cover it really well in that episode. So, like, I feel
it's a good episode.
Yeah, it's a good episode. Definitely listen to it if you want to hear more about it. And that's my plug-in for the Game Club.
Hell yeah, plug it, baby. So I'm gonna talk about my favorite game for the Game Club this year, and there was a game that Saf picked a game that he picked, and I guess I'm going to pick a game that I picked. because I just really like this
shameless.
game. And I can't help it. It's Psychonauts.
Yeah.
So Psychonauts this game's got a sequel coming out. One of the reasons why I picked it because I've always heard good things about it throughout the years. I never got around to playing it. Game Club is perfect for that, and I'm glad I did because I really liked this game a lot. It was, one of my favorite 3D platformers now. That I finally played it, and because it's just really cool on all aspects of it, right? Because it's got good platforming, good level design. It's fun and varied. It's got cool powers that you get to use throughout the game, and the writing is clever and funny, and the visual style is very cool. It's very Tim Burton like, and the voice acting is really good. It's just honestly, it's a really funny game. It's really good writing, and I can't recommend it enough, honestly. With the second one coming out, I really think people should give it a try.
Also, the environments and the scenarios are fucking fantastic. They're so varied. They're so, wild. They're so inventive. It's really quite fun to play through.
It's pretty inspired as well. Some of our favorite... I know one of our favorite levels, the level where you're just Milkman. Yeah, where you're just...
The Milkman. That's just... It's amazing.
So good. Yeah.
It's very inspiring. It's it uses some of the tropes of espionage quite well. And the rest of the game is just like that, where it's just can we describe what this game is about? It's basically just you are a psychonaut.
You're a psychic cadet, right? Basically. You're a psychic cadet. You go to a summer camp that trains kids to use psychic abilities.
Yeah, and all you do is just invade other people's minds. And
you go in other people's minds. Those are basically the main story, the main levels, right?
Yes.
That you go into people's minds, and you have to and it's really cool because you go in their mind to and deal with their psyche and their issues, and it's really cool later on when you go to a freaking psychic hospital, an insane ward, and you have to go in crazy people's brains, and then it's really cool, and you get to see their issues and what they're dealing with. And who they really are throughout the levels, and it's just unique. And each world is very different in style and what you have to do, your objectives to complete it.
Yes,
definitely.
Special shout out to Lungfishopolis, where you play as a giant creature roaming through it's so good.
Yep. Yeah, it's really varied. There's a part where you're playing an RPG tabletop game at one point.
Yeah. Where you're playing against Napoleon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty sweet.
So, shout out to that game. I can't wait for the sequel, honestly.
Definitely.
All right. And last but not least, Ills, what was your favorite game that we played this year?
All right, so I'm going to be a little bit spicy because I normally hate adventure games, but I'm going to pick an adventure game for some reason. And I'm going to pick Snatcher.
That's my favorite thing. My favorite thing is that you picked an adventure game for your favorite game that we played.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the secret. I don't have a favorite of these games. I like them all kind of equally. The ones that I like them all kind of the same amount. There was no game that really, really stood out. Maybe Psychonauts I would pick, but you picked it. So, Snatcher. I think it has great writing for the most part, except for the ending, which is a little fucking weird and goes off on a tangent. But the characters are really fun. I like the world. The world of Neo Kobe is incredibly detailed, way more than you would expect for a game this old. I just really like the suspense that's created by having these junkers around and these what are they called? Snatchers, right? My bad. Obviously, it's the name of the game. So having these snatchers pretend to be humans, you have to sniff them out. Figure out which ones are who, and it's. I think Act 1 and Act 2 are really, really good. Act 3 is kind of a letdown, but that's another thing. But yeah. And the shooting gameplay is kind of iffy, but that's not the main draw. The main draw is the story and the characters, and I thought those were really good. And kind of gory, especially in some parts, especially like right in the beginning where they give you a decapitated head for no reason.
Yeah.
Or actually the absence of a head.
Yeah.
And you just get a stump. Which is,
well, his head's there too. I think it's just on the ground. But,
oh, is it? Yeah. Well,
yeah.
There you go.
It's great. It's gory. It's way more than you would expect.
It's quite a shock because it's like 15 minutes into the game.
Yeah. And I really like the music in this game too. It's really cool. And, it's
and lots of neat references to other games.
Konami games, especially.
Yeah,
because it's made by Konami.
Absolutely.
And just
Kojima,
Easter eggs up the ass. Yeah, it's a Kojima joint.
As much as I hate Kojima. Well, yeah.
So yeah,
I just thought I'd wrap that up as fast as possible.
Oh, thanks. It's a great game. All the games that we talked about here, except for the shitty ones, even the shitty ones. I think even the shitty episodes, like the episodes where we play shitty games, are can be entertaining in their own right. Almost sometimes even more entertaining than the ones we liked.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's always good to have a lot of things to complain about.
Yeah. So we play games of all shapes and sizes on the Game Club. So definitely check it out. And I look forward to 2020 and all the games we're going to play in the future. So.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
I'm picking the first game in 2020. Get ready.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, technically you are. Yeah. Well, my game is going to be the first episode of 2020.
Yeah.
You're picking the first game of 2020.
Yeah.
You're right. So yeah, looking forward to the next year and all the games we're going to play. It's going to be a lot of fun. Because we get to balance that with all the other games that come out, which is crazy. As we move on into 2020, I think it's time to also look at the past. And we like to look at the past a lot when we add games to the list.
The list.
Follow along in the paste bin below. Every week on the list, we add just a game that we are feeling, what we're vibing with, that we've all played here, or a majority of us at least played, to this ever-going list of video games that rank from best to worst. We already mentioned a little bit, so all the Game Club games are on the list, but we add a game on the every episode here. And some of them are in hell, some of them are not in hell.
Most of them aren't.
Most of them are. Yeah, we have a special place called Hell that we rank underneath Donkey Konga. So those are just the reserved for the worst of the worst games. But it's a fun time. We add games to the list, and it's never going to stop. It's going to go on forever. And Saf, it is your turn.
It is.
It would be Will's turn, but he's dead right now. So it is your turn to add a game. What are you thinking, man? By the way, don't forget, you have to pick a game that all three of us have played. Because the requirement is 3, and that's all you got here today, man. You got to pick some me and Els have also played. So
okay,
I know you can do it.
Pokemon Black and White.
I haven't played Pokemon Black.
Oh, okay.
Are you fucking with me?
I played Black 2, not Black.
Shit! I thought you got that. Oh, damn it. Pokemon Black and White was a game that I really, really wanted to play. But I'll add to the list. But that's fine.
You haven't even played it? Damn.
That's fine. What about Tokyo Mirage Sessions?
I haven't played it.
Son of a...
You should know that. It's on the bounty board.
I thought most of the people already played it. Most of the people that mattered should have played it.
Look, you got 3 of us
here.
Then. Right. So 3 of us, a game that 3 of us have played, which isn't Pokemon Black and White, and somehow isn't Tokyo Mirage Sessions.
Yes.
Give me a second. I need to think about this now, because those are the 2 picks I had in mind.
Oh my god! Throw a dart at the board, dude. There's so many video games.
Like thousands upon thousands.
How about Super Mario Sunshine?
Okay.
All right. See, there you go.
There you go. Done.
Interesting choice.
All right. Tell us, give us a brief overview of Super Mario Sunshine for the folks at home there, Saf.
Super Mario Sunshine, 3D platformer, sequel to, it's second 3D platformer game that Nintendo made for the Super Mario franchise.
Yeah.
It had a unique mechanic in that it used something called the Flood, where it's just basically a water gun that you can use as a jetpack and you can just hover with. And it's all set in a completely different place than the Mushroom Kingdom, the Delfino Isles, where your main duty as Super Mario is just to clean up the dirt and the muck in that entire area. What was also unique about this game was the fact that it included voice acting, which hadn't really been included beforehand. Like,
it was in Super Mario 64 a little bit, but
it didn't have Bowser speaking or like talking to his son. It didn't. Nor did it have the interesting plot point where
whether or not Bowser speaking is a good thing, I think that can be debated. So
yeah, I mean
the interesting plot point of what?
Of
Bowser's son.
Bowser's son. The reason why he kidnapped Peach was because Bowser told his son that Peach was his mother. Which was an interesting thing to find.
I don't know how interesting that plot point really is.
Yeah, I don't want to think about that too much.
It was interesting in that they decided to go for that as a way as a motivation. But what it was is effectively someone disguised as Mario, which is a big blue ink fucking thing. But
Shadow Mario.
Shadow Mario. Yeah. Decide to dirty up the entire island, and you get found guilty for the actions of your doppelganger because you look similar to him, despite the fact that you're a completely different color. And
they don't see in color.
Of course.
Good for them.
Fair enough. They don't see race. But yeah, your job is to clean up the island, save Princess Peach, and stop Bowser in his evil bathtub.
Yep. I actually like this game a lot. This game is kind of like the black sheep of the 3D Mario platformers. But I thought it was inventive the way they used the FLUDD, and for the most part I thought the level design was pretty good. And I think Bowser Jr. is like a interesting addition to the canon. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I like Bowser Jr. and look, this is a good game. This is a good game. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I do personally think that this is the worst 3D Mario game.
Same.
But that being said, still, it's a fucking solid game. I mean, because there's honestly, like, the FLUDD thing is unique. It's definitely unique in terms of Mario, and you can't hate them for trying something new. And it's not like the FLUDD thing was bad either.
No, but I had fun with the FLUDD. Like,
yeah.
The game, if you ever played the levels that didn't actually include the FLUDD, like where Bowser Jr. just takes away your FLUDD and you have to do it better, I felt those levels became worse because it was far more enjoyable with the FLUDD.
Yeah, but the thing with Super Mario Sunshine, I don't know if this is just me, but that game is very slippery.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, Mario controls probably worse than he did in Super Mario 64, just without the FLUDD.
Yeah.
In those sections. He's I don't know, he just seems very slippery to me in that game. And I honestly, some of the missions were just really bad. There was some really cool ones, but there was also some ones that really stick out to me that if I replay the game, which I have done like a couple of times because I just love playing Mario games, but like I just don't want to do them. They're fucking terrible. Like, there's the one with the manta ray that you have to like.
The racing
keeps
game?
Breaking up into smaller ones. I hate that. I hate that damn level.
Oh wait, that one. Oh shit! I thought you were talking about like the squid racing stuff.
No, I hate that one too.
Yeah, that one was awful.
The worst one in the game is the one where you have to get these Yoshis, get to a platform. That Yoshi in this game sucks ass, by the way. Like, Yoshi's in the game, and you're like, oh, that's cool, Yoshi's in this game, right? But, like, Yoshi sucks in this game. He can't touch water, because I don't even know if it's really Yoshi. Because when he hits water, he, like, evaporates.
Yeah.
It's super weird. You have to, like...
feed it fruit to...
Yeah, you have to feed him fruit, and he, like, pukes, it's fucking weird as hell. But there's one where you have to get Yoshi over these platforms, and you have to, like, puke on things, and Yoshi has a time limit. If you don't feed him fruit, he fucking disappears. There's a shine sprite that you have to use his puke to get rid of a thing that's covering it. It's in a cage. Mm-hmm. But you have to, it's basically you're on a time limit because there's no fruit in between those platforming parts and where it is. And it's over water. So if you fall, Yoshi's gone. You have to go all the way back to get Yoshi. if you fucking run out of time, Yoshi's gone. You have to go all the way back. And it's not easy. You have to go all the way back. It's a pain in the ass. And then to get Yoshi, you have to like just keep hitting this stupid fruit thing that pops out random fruit every time. And every time the Yoshi egg wants a different fruit. So you have to waste time just fucking pounding it to get the fruit. That level is so stupid.
I forgot about that part. I
hate it.
I honestly barely remember what you're talking about.
It's fucking awful, dude. It is terrible, and some of the mission and level designs are really what holding me back on this game. Although it is a good game overall, and the Flood is pretty cool, and I like the I like the locale, I like the island setting, I like the character designs. You know, all the different characters and enemies in this game are unique to Super Mario Sunshine, which is really cool.
It was. Yeah, it was.
No, go ahead.
Sorry, I was about to add on to it. Like, it was definitely very experimental in terms of like what they were trying to go for with this game.
Mm-hmm.
They used a lot of different things, and like as you mentioned, like the enemy designs, the character designs, like the entirely different island, the flood mechanics. They definitely shook things up with the Mario franchise.
Yeah, because you don't find your Goombas and your Cheeps, you know, and your Piranha Plants, like your standard. Well, you find Petey Piranha, that's besides the point. He's different. You don't find your standard Mario enemies in this game, which is cool. I like that.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, where do you want it?
Where would you put it on the list?
I would put it probably. Do I want it below Smash Bros. Brawl? Or
I would.
Fair enough.
This is me personally.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would put it below. I would put it below Psychonauts.
Okay. I was gonna say I would put it below Donkey Kong Country.
Where's Donkey Kong Country? Oh,
47.
47.
I was gonna say I would put it below The Walking Dead Season 1.
Okay. I can also get behind that.
I mean, this is definitely a strong list.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
yeah, I mean, like the top like almost 100 games on the list, right, are like still good games.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, like the top 100 and like, Jesus, I would say like the top 100 and like 25 games.
I'm trying to
think it starts getting good. It starts getting good at like 113.
113, yeah. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
Well, you with your fucking legacy story.
Listen, it's a good game. Fuck off.
But
Fine. 116. How about that?
That's fair. That's fair.
Fair enough.
But yeah, this it's a top heavy list, I think.
I'm trying to figure out like what I hated about the games that you're putting this ahead of, and that list of things that I dislike is just incredibly small. Like as much as I enjoyed Super Mario Sunshine, there are quite a lot of problematic elements to it in terms of like certain levels specifically.
So yeah, put it below Ghost Trick.
Where's Ghost Trick?
61.
61. I would put it below Ghost Trick. I wouldn't do that.
Really? Damn, you hate Ghost Trick, huh?
He hates Ghost Trick now.
I put it below JJ Matfield.
I don't know if I would put it below JJ Matfield.
I would put it above Kid Icarus. I think Ghost Trick belongs above Kid Icarus, so I don't know.
Maybe next re-rank.
Yeah, I don't think I have the votes.
You would put it underneath Uncharted, but above Kid Icarus now?
I would put it yeah, I want to put it below Ghost Trick, but then I would put it also above Uncharted. So yeah, it's a weird world we're living in.
It's a weird world.
I'll settle for
No.
4 below Walking Dead.
I don't know.
I'll settle.
I mean, okay. I mean, I don't know. I think still, for me, I think I would put it below Dangan Country because I think it's like, maybe it's better than I think it's better than Punch Out Wii.
How so?
I don't know if it's. I just think it's better. I don't know. It's more interesting than Punch Out Wii. I mean, Punch Out Wii is a cool ass game, but
Punch Out Wii is incredibly cool. Like
it's really cool.
It's incredibly creative and it is very funny.
It is. It is. I don't know.
Well, I haven't played that game yet.
Super Mario Sunshine is still it's a really, really solid game. I mean, but so are all the games around this. I know. Oh, what do you put? So
I feel as though I had more enjoyment out of games like Punch Out.
Okay.
Than I would have. But then again, Punch Out is like a lot more trial and error than anything. Which
it is a very trial and error type of game, but it's just so good. You can't. The goddamn the character designs and the animations and just everything looks really nice and it's really cool and it's fun to play. Yeah. I don't know. I guess if I look past Punch Out, I would probably put it below Valkyria Chronicles. I haven't played SteamWorld Dig, so I can't really say on that one.
SteamWorld Dig is just phenomenal.
And then The Walking Dead Season 1 is just I love that game, so I guess I would put it below that too. So I guess I don't know. I guess I would agree. And at the end of the day,
so
or at least think that's a decent spot for it.
All right, below Ghost Trick.
No, not below Ghost Trick.
Super Mario Sunshine below Telltale. Oh no, you're supposed to do that.
I am doing it.
No.
No. Okay, so do we agree at putting it at number 55?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was my initial spot.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Good job, Bills. You hit it right on the head. So that puts it Super Mario Sunshine at number 55 on the list. 2 spots above that, SteamWorld Dig. Number 53. Number 54, we got Telltale's The Walking Dead Season 1. Now number 55, Super Mario Sunshine. Number 56, the missing J.J. Macfield and the Island of Memories. We talked about that game already. And number 57, Terranigma, which is also a Game Club game we played this year. So, and honestly, pretty fucking cool game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's it for the whole of this episode here, Jump Up Supercast. But before we go, stay with me for a brief second here. Where I just want to plug everything we have going on here on Jump Up Supercast. First of all, I'll just get this out of the way. You already know about it. If you listen to this part of the episode, you already know about the Game Club. Please check that out. Super cool. But also, you can find us on social media. We have a Facebook, an Instagram, and most importantly, we got a Twitter. So you follow us on those platforms to catch up and follow everything Jump Up Supercast related. We also post our episodes, of course, on your favorite podcast listening service. I don't care what you want to choose. You can choose it. We're on it, except for Spotify. But we are on SoundCloud. We're on iTunes. We're on anything else. YouTube. Even.
Thank God somebody said it.
YouTube. We're on YouTube. So if you listen and you liked it, you check us out on all these platforms and listen to us and give us leave some comments, leave some likes, get some shares out there because we appreciate that too. We also have a Twitch channel, twitch.tv/JumpUpSupercast, where holy shit, we fucking actually streamed recently. Yeah, me and Will were playing. Will was playing. I was there with him. We were playing Pokemon Stadium 2, just doing random randomizer stuff, and it was pretty fun. So maybe we're gonna keep doing that. The only way to find out is to just give us a follow, and just figure out when we're online. If you follow us, you'll get a notification. So, one more thing we do have a Patreon. So if you do like us and like what we do here, you can follow us on Patreon for as low as $1, cheaper than a cup of coffee, and you can just give us your support. But we also offer you the chance to pick Game Club games for us to play. I mean, how crazy is that? You get to do that just for $1, and you also join our Discord and talk to us where we can talk about random video game stuff. It's ridiculous. Mm-hmm. So if you like us, that is an option. We do appreciate everybody who does it. You guys are the best. We really appreciate all of you. Before we go, Saf, would you like the final phrase?
Okay.
All right, cool. So thank you, you guys, for listening. Go out there, play some video games, and be nice. And Saf, here's your final phrase.
Okay. So I have a history of picking games that Will really wants to talk about on days that Will isn't here.
Good job.
So hopefully Super Mario Sunshine breaks that trend. If not, I'm just going to throw my iPad out the window.